Hare Krishna. So we'll sing a song from Vaishnava Vignapti from Narottam Das Thakur. He Bhara Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai Bhara Karuna He Bharo Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai Patita Pavana Toma Bine ke hona Patita Pavana Toma Bine ke hona Patita Jahara nikate gele Papa dure ja Jahara nikate He Mona Dayala Prabhu Keba Kota Pai He Mona Dayala Prabhu Keba Kota Pai He Mona Gangara Parasha Hoile Paschatye Pavan Gangara Parasha Darshane Pavitra Koro tomar gun darshane darshane pavitra karo tomar gun Hey tomar gun Haristane aparade Tare harina Haristane Tomastane aparade nahi paritran aparade तोमस्ताने अपराधे नहि परित्राण। तोमरा हृदये सदा गोविंद विश्राम। तोम गोविंद कोहेना मोरा वैष्णव परान। प्रति जन्मे कोरी आशा चरणेर धूली। प्रति जन्मे कोरी आशा प्रति जन्मे कोरी आशा चरणेर धूली। नरोत्तमे करो दया अपनार बोली। नरोत्तमे करो दया नरोत्तमे करो दया अपनार बोली। नरोत्तमे करो दया अपनार बोली। नरोत्तमे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा जय वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर ओ हे वैष्णव Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupada Brahmahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Ashtottara Shri Srimad Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Brahmahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Ashtottara Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. We'll read the translation.
Please be merciful to me now. There is no one except you who can purify the fallen souls.
Where does anyone find such a merciful personality by whose mere audience all sign go for away?
After bathing in the waters of the sacred Ganges, many times one becomes purified. But just by the sight of you, the fallen souls are purified. This is your great power.
The holy name delivers one who has committed an offense to the Lord Hari. But if one commits an offense to you, there is no means of deliverance.
Your heart is always the resting place of Lord Govinda, and Lord Govinda says, the Vaisavas are in my heart.
I desire the dust of your holy feet in every birth I may take. Please consider Narottama yours and be kind upon him. So this is a very wonderful prayer by Narottam Das Thakur, which is rendered in Prarthana by him. So we'll go ahead. So as today is Ekadashi, Rama Ekadashi, so like every Ekadashi we will discuss from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta. So we are in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta volume 1. We will continue from the chapter entitled The Momentous Hour of Need. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagada Mahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadagammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Namine Sri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Deenatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambode Padam Bujaite Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhomestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnavas Sarvabhoma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Suratau Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati Mat Sarva Swapadam Bojau Radha Madana Mahano Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prishtalibi Sevyamano Smarami Sriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vamshi Vatatatastitaha Karshan Venusvanair Gopi Gopinata Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Mukam Karoti Vasalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Hamde Shri Gurum Denataram Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikas Swami Namane Hare Krishna. So welcome you all for today's Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta reading. So I will continue from this momentous hour of need. So here we go. At Chipivada, Bhaktivedanta Swami followed much the same daily schedule as at Keshigata, except that which Krishna Pandit doing some of the secretarial work for back to Godhead. He was free to devote more hours to Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Pandit. He used to translate Srimad Bhagavatam before dawn, about 3 a.m. In the beginning, there was no typewriter, but then he arranged a portable typewriter. He would do his daily work and then cook his food himself. I arranged raw materials for his cooking. Sometimes he used to come to my family asking my wife to get some food. Sometimes he would also bathe at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. So here you can see that Srila Prabhupada, before he didn't had a typewriter, but he desired one to have, because his main work was spending most of his time for back to Godhead before starting Srimad Bhagavatam commentaries. So prior to that, Srila Prabhupada, when he was in Radha Damodar temple, so he has written the full commentary for Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. So he was continuing. His goal was to complete the full Bhagavatam commentaries by referring to the previous Acharya's commentaries. So that was his goal. So that to establish Krishna consciousness, to establish pure devotional service in this material world. So that was his main task. So when the Jagat Guru Acharya, he is Jagat Guru for this, especially this Yuga Acharya. So when Srila Prabhupada he came, the purpose of his coming was already predicted in his astrology, that he will go all over the world and preach Krishna consciousness. So that is Srila Prabhupada. We'll continue. Every day he was typing and he himself was reading some Bhagavatam. And he was going down in the temple for darshan. Then he was going outside, sometimes returning at 2 or 4 in the afternoon. Then he was typing and sending the proofs of back to Godhead to a place and checking them. He was doing by hand all this type of work. His main activity was typing many hours a day. So as we can see, so most of the time he was used to spend on typewriter. He was typing about the commentaries about back to Godhead and about Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhaktivedanta Swami worked from a Sanskrit and Bengali Bhagavatam, edited by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and a large book containing the original commentaries of the 12 great Acharyas. So Srila Prabhupada had a very large book which had all the commentaries of all the, in our line, all the great Acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladev Vidyabhushan, Sridhar Swami, like this. There are many great Acharyas. So he used to refer all those commentaries and he used to present his own commentary to the Bhagavatam according to the present scenario, what people have to understand and read about Krishna consciousness. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada, according to the present scenario, he used to present Srimad Bhagavatam by referring to the previous Acharyas. So an Acharya will never concoct or speculate anything. A Guru will never concoct, and so whatever he speaks from Shastra. So these three are very, very important. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And ultimate one is Shastra. Sadhu and Guru, from where they speak from Shastra. They won't speculate. They won't create something new, As we can see in the current trend in this modern society, there's so many so-called gurus. They create their own philosophy from their concocted mind, and they make so many followers. And we see what kind of followers will go there. All these people who want to want some peace, so-called peace. They want some so-called peace by some meditation and by some exercise, yoga, and they want to be fit. They want to be mentally fit, and so that they can engage in sense gratification. Sense gratification means they can engage in their daily routine work, going out for job, enjoying, or nightclubs, and hanging out with so many sense gratificatory things. But there is no any genuine spiritual knowledge there. There is no any genuine spiritual understanding. There is no any genuine spiritual purpose there. Their only goal is to make them enjoy more in the material world. Make them come back in this repeated birth and death. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. So, as we can see, Srila Prabhupada is a very pure, and he is the real Sadguru. There are so many so-called gurus who claim themselves as Sadguru, but what they preach, they never quote Bhagavad Gita, they never quote Srimad Bhagavatam, and they claim themselves Sadguru, and they become very famous. They become very famous, and they cheat people. They don't give them real knowledge, real Shastra, what actually should be done. They have to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam. They have to present Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the real Guru's business. Not that become famous, with some some attire he wears, and he dances. There is one so-called Guru. He does this, but what is the idea behind it? Why are you dancing? In front of everyone, making a show of so-called spiritual thing. But Srila Prabhupada is a very genuine spiritual master, loving spiritual master. And his purpose is to present Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll go ahead. Where did I stop? Okay. He had a standard format. He made a Roman transliteration of the Sanskrit Devanagari script, then word for word English synonyms, and an English prose translation, and finally his English purport on that verse. Before writing his own purport, however, he would consult the commentaries of the Acharyas, especially Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Jiva Goswami, and Vijayadvaja Tirtha is the line of Madhvacharya. There, if you see in the Bhagavad Gita, page number 32, isn't it? Page number 32. There is a disciplic succession, or the Acharyas, 32 Acharyas are given there. So, in that line, we can see the Vijayadvaja Tirtha also is in the line of Madhvacharya. He contemplated the size of the project he was attempting. The Bhagavatam contained 18,000 verses. So this was Srila Prabhupada's contemplation. The first canto's 17 chapters would fill 3 volumes of 400 pages each. And the second canto with 10 chapters would take 2 volumes. Up through the 9th canto, there would be maybe 30 volumes. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki jai, Thai Gaur Premanande. There were 12 cantos, and so the total would be at least 60 volumes. So this was how Srila Prabhupada was contemplating that to present Srimad Bhagavatam in so many volumes. Of course, we have 18 volumes. There are also 44 volumes, small printed. Each canto has many volumes. So Srila Prabhupada's vision was to go present Srimad Bhagavatam in 60 volumes. So just imagine, 60 volumes means maybe our home, if we get a Bhagavatam, our home self would not be enough, Most of the time we see people keeping some pictures and all these things, but if a devotee gets the Bhagavatam, if he has a 60 volume, he has to fill everywhere, So that was Srila Prabhupada's vision. And if the Lord keeps me physically fit, then in the fulfillment of Srila Prabhupada's will, I could complete this work. He decided to introduce the first volume with a biographical sketch of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the ideal preacher of the Bhagavatam. The reader could best appreciate the Bhagavatam by seeing its practical demonstration in the life of Lord Chaitanya. The special feature of Lord Chaitanya's presentation had been his desire that Srimad Bhagavatam be preached in every nook and corner of the world by everyone who happens to take his birth in India. Lord Chaitanya had called Srimad Bhagavatam the spotless Purana. Spotless Purana means Amala Purana. And had considered the chanting and hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam along with the Hare Krishna mantra to be a complete scientific process for developing pure love of God. So what is the purpose of rendering this Bhagavatam commentary? And what is the purpose of giving, as Srila Prabhupada has in the first canto, if you see, from the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada has given, he presented everything, all the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he appeared, and how he is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and how he preached the Krishna consciousness, how he preached the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all over the India. Actually, at the famous verse, Jare Dako Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh, Amar Agnai Guru Hoya Tare Desh. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire was Bharat Bhumi Janma Haile, how it goes? Manushya Janmayara. Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Janma Sarthaka Kauri Karo Paropakar. So one who takes birth in India, so he has to take to this Krishna consciousness, take to this process of Krishna consciousness, bhakti, and he has to perfect his life and preach the same to others. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has preached. Working from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavata, Bhaktivedanta Swami gave a 50-page synopsis of Lord Chaitanya's life and his Sankirtana movement. So when we read the first canto, when we start to read the introduction, This was my experience when I started reading first time. So I was reading page after page, page after. I was saying when it will end, the introduction. So many pages. I was just waiting, when I will start reading the first chapter. So many, the whole life of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given there in the introduction. So, have anyone started reading Srimad Bhagavatam? You have started, okay, very nice. So when you go through, you can see the first canto has so many pages. It means that Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing the importance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise he can directly, give some introduction, 2-page introduction. Generally, usually, many books, most of the books doesn't have so many pages of introduction. But Srila Prabhupada, he wants that Lord Chaitanya be first preached. Just like when we chant Hare Krishna, first we chant the Panchatattva mantra. First we take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Srivasa Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit and Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Srivas Thakur. So, and then we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So similarly, when first we read the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then we go Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya Yatonvayad Yatarataschate Swabhignana Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayor Yatratri Sargo Mrisha Damna Svena Sada Nirashtakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So this is the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Each of us should learn this sloka. I have learned this by hearing from my spiritual master. So he has emphasized a lot to learn this Bhagavatam verses so that we can preach Krishna consciousness. So, and then we go with the translation, how that Krishna is the source of everything. Janma Adi Yasya. He described Lord Chaitanya's divine ecstasies, his philosophical confrontations with leading scholars of the day, and his inauguration of the Sankirtana movement. So this is all described there. The congregational chanting of the holy name. Bhaktivedanta Swami especially connected Lord Chaitanya's life and teachings to what he saw as the present crucial time in history. Help for humanity in this momentous hour of need. So what is the momentous hour of need? Is preaching Krishna consciousness vigorously. Momentous hour of need lay in the Vedic literature and especially in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can see in the scriptures, it is the urgency. Scriptures are indicating the urgency of preaching God consciousness, especially in the Kali Yuga, because people in Kali Yuga are prayena alpaishya sabdya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyahi upadritaha. So people are having very less lifetime. Prayena alpaayushya. Alpaayushya means having very less lifespan. Any moment we can leave this material body. Kalo asmin yuge jana. In this Kali Yuga, manda, people are less intelligent. Sumanda means very, very lazy to understand the spiritual subject matters. You can see whenever we speak something very heavy from the Shastra, people who are too much into material enjoyment, they won't like to hear it. Because the disease is so engrossed, the disease is so thick that if somebody have a very severe skin disease, it will be very difficult to cure it. You have to use so many medicines, and you have to apply so many things. My father had such disease. Still the scar is, although he has come out of the disease, but still you can see the big scar on his leg. So similarly, their disease is so strong that they won't be able to come and sit and hear about Krishna, hear about the heavy words from the scriptures because they want to enjoy this material world. They want to lord it over this material world. That is the whole purpose of their life. So that's why they feel very lazy to understand the spiritual subject matter. So this is the emergency actually. We are all in an emergency. Ambulance is running around. Devotees are running around with Srila Prabhupada books to protect the conditioned souls from the disease of material life. So as I am speaking this, so here when we sit and speak, so we have to speak like this. I may be not showing in my own life, but this is how the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita emphasize. We know that the foreign invaders of India could break down some of the monumental architecture work in India, but they were unable to break up the perfect ideals of human civilization, so far kept hidden within the Sanskrit language of Vedic wisdom. So we can see there's so many invaders, foreign invaders, they came and they have destructed so many temples, so many deities in the temples. And you can see in Vrindavan also, Radha Madan Mohan temple, there is 2 tombs there, 2 gopuras. The previous one was attacked by Aurangzeb. He attacked the temple and he destroyed the temple main gopura, the Kalasha. And we can see that the temple is reconstructed. Again, the gopura is reconstructed. So like that in Vrindavan, there are many deities. They were shifted to Karoli. Radha Gopinath ji and Radha Govind ji, Damodar, Radha Damodar. So all these deities are shifted to Karoli in Jaipur. Still they are worshipped there. And Radha Ramanji, because he's very, very small and tiny, so they could immediately hide him somewhere, And that's why still the main deity which is worshipped by Gopal Bhatta Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, the same deity is still there. It's been worshipped there. So they could come and destroy the temples, destroy the deities in the temples, but they were unable to destroy as Srila Prabhupada writes here, that as it mentioned, that the Vedic wisdom which is hidden in the Sanskrit language. But now the attempts are being made. There's so many attempts are being made that proving from the Shastras that the Sanatana Dharma is not something eternal or some so-called scholars of Sanskrit, they are trying to prove this. But ultimately they cannot destroy the culture within the Indian culture, the Vedic culture. They cannot destroy that. It's practically impossible, but the attempts are being made. We'll continue. The Sanskrit language had protected the secret for thousands of centuries, as it is mentioned here, from thousands of centuries. This is a secret actually. In Sanskrit, if you go into deep into the Sanskrit grammar, so each meaning has different meanings actually. So Mayavadis, they take shelter of Upanishads, because in Upanishads most of the time the Krishna is mentioned as Brahman, Nirguna, Nirakara. So that's why they take shelter of Upanishads and they try to refute the other philosophies. But we have more strong evidences that Krishna is a person. But now the secret had to be released to the world. As he approached the first verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhaktivedanta Swami became absorbed in the Bhagavatam's purpose. The verses stressed that the Bhagavatam alone could save society from the evil influences of the age of Kali. Srimad Bhagavatam's recommendations for this age was simply to hear from the pure devotees about the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So that is the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam. As in the second verse or third verse of Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned, Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikrite Kimva Parairishwarah Sadhyo Hridaya Avarudyate Trakritabi Sushru Shubis Tatchanat. The translation goes like this. Vyasadeva writes this: completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, this Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart, like Srila Prabhupada. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. The beautiful Bhagavatam compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. So when one hears Srimad Bhagavatam from the pure devotee, from the lips of a pure devotee, then the pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is established in the heart of everyone. What Bhagavatam propounds, the highest truth, is reality distinguished with illusion. And this is for the welfare of everyone. So when we preach Bhagavatam, so this is for welfare of their life, their real life actually. What is our real life is? Purpose of life is to surrender to Krishna. That is the purpose of life. The setting of the Bhagavatam was a gathering of sages at Naimisharanya about 5,000 years ago. At the dawn of the present age of Kali, foreseeing the degradation of humanity, the sages asked the senior member of the assembly, Suta Goswami, now that Lord Krishna, the shelter of all religious principles, has returned to his spiritual abode, where are religious principles to be found? So this was question asked by the sages of Naimisharanya. Suta's answer was that the epic Srimad Bhagavatam, which is as brilliant as the sun, was a literary incarnation of God and would give direction to persons lost in the dense darkness of Kali Yuga. So this is how the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion started. That sages of Naimisharanya, they are performing they are foreseeing that in Kali Yuga people are going to be degraded very badly, and for their welfare, so they are discussing this Srimad Bhagavatam. For thousands of years, they are churning Srimad Bhagavatam, and they are asking questions to Suta Goswami. And Suta Goswami, he was present at where Parikshit Maharaj was speaking Bhagavatam to Sukadeva Goswami was speaking Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So what all he heard from there, he is again repeating here to sages of Naimisharanya. So we'll continue. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva, under the instructions of his spiritual master Narada Muni, sat down and entered a deep meditation. In trance, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his energies, and the suffering souls of Kali Yuga. He also saw that the remedy for their suffering was pure devotional service. So what is the remedy? It's very clearly mentioned here. So when we practice pure devotional service without any motivation, Anyabhilashita shunyam, Gnana karma dhanavritam, anukulena Krishna anuselanam bhaktirutama. So when we perform pure devotional service without any adulteration, without any desiring for sense gratification, then that is the real remedy actually for the suffering souls in the Kali Yuga. With this vision and the instructions of his spiritual master as his inspiration, Vyasadeva set about to compile Srimad Bhagavatam to give the highest benefit to the suffering souls of Kali Yuga. In presenting the literary incarnation of God, Srimad Bhagavatam, for the benefit of the Western world, Bhaktivedanta Swami realized that he was performing an important task. Following in the footsteps of Srila Vyasadeva, as Srila Vyasadeva had a vision of Krishna and had received direction from his spiritual master before beginning his literary mission. Bhaktivedanta Swami had his vision and had received instructions from the spiritual master. Bhaktivedanta Swami envisioned distributing in mass the books of Srila Vyasadeva. He would not merely translate it. He would personally take it to the West, present it and teach people in the West through the book and in the person how to develop pure love of God. So this we have seen that Srila Prabhupada, he has written the books, he has translated it, he personally took it to the Western world. When Srila Prabhupada, he went to the Western world, he had just 40 rupee with him and a pair of clothes and commentaries of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is how Srila Prabhupada went there, and he had few potatoes to boil and eat while traveling, while he was on the cargo ship Jaladuta. And this is how he went to the Western world. And his purpose is to present Srimad Bhagavatam as it is to the Western world. Srila Prabhupada, the Communist Party has become popular simply by distributing the literatures. In Calcutta, the communist agents were inviting friends and reading their literature. The Russians never came to India, but by distributing literature in every language, they got a pretty good number of followers. If it is possible for ordinary third-class mundane literature, why shouldn't transcendental literature create devotees all over the world? There is good potency for pursuing on these literatures very vigorously from village to village. That's why Srila Prabhupada always, he stressed on book distribution. As it is mentioned as the communist parties like Russia previously was USSR, communist, no? So they were spreading their so-called ideologies through books only, no? In every language there, no? Even in India, everywhere they used to spread through books only. So Srila Prabhupada thought, if a third class literature can do this, why not this top class Amala Purana, no, can create wonders in the world, no, can create devotees all over the world. So this was Srila Prabhupada's idea. That's why the books should be distributed vigorously, with full enthusiasm. The Bhagavata Dharma is the original religion of the human society. Whatever else may be passing on religion has come from the Vedic literature. People are after these books, they are hankering for them. Lord Chaitanya said that in every town and village on the surface of the world, they will know the message of the Sankirtana movement. This means that in every village and town all over the world, there are many candidates who are awaiting this message. It is transcendental literature. Nobody can change it. It is done so nicely without any spot, the spotless Purana. Bhaktivedanta Swami put his faith in Srimad Bhagavatam, giving up almost all other kinds of missionary activity. And this giving up almost all other kinds of and this had been the advice and example of his spiritual master and of Lord Chaitanya. They had not been interested in building costly temples or in creating many neophyte disciples. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had stressed preaching. Preaching meant books, and the best book was Srimad Bhagavatam. To write and publish the Bhagavatam for the enlightenment of the general populace was real service to the Lord. That was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's opinion. He had preferred publishing books to establish temples, and he had specifically told his disciples to write books. It was the business of advanced empowered devotees to write books, publish them and distribute them widely. A program to distribute transcendental literature everywhere with even more expertise than the communist would create a great positive effect on the people of Europe and America. And if Europeans and Americans turned to Krishna consciousness, then the rest of the world would follow. Bhaktivedanta Swami would follow. Bhaktivedanta Swami continued working alone in his room at Chipivada, absorbed in the thoughts of spreading the news of Krishna on a scale never before attempted. So you can see that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, how Srila Prabhupada got this very sincere desire, very strong desire to preach Krishna consciousness all over the world. Because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was preaching, his preaching was so vigorous all over India. He used to have many sannyasis. Whenever he used to go anywhere, most of them would hold the danda, behind him, and he used to even take the grihasthas. He used to say, you don't entangle, just come. Even he used to take the grihasthas, give them sannyas, and he used to engage them in preaching Krishna consciousness, established. And his desire was not to build big costly temples. His desire was to preach the Krishna consciousness. As Srila Prabhupada, he remembers that on the banks of the Radhakund, when he meets Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so he says personally to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says personally to Srila Prabhupada, I have built this Bagh Bazar temple. It has so much marble. I am thinking all the brahmacharis, when the new temple was open, all the brahmacharis, they were fighting for which room to occupy. So I am thinking to sell this marble and print books. This was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So why to have this costly temple? Instead of that, better to preach Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll continue. He sometimes wondered how Westerners who were so far removed from the Vedic culture could adopt it. They were meat eaters, mlechas. When one of his god brothers had gone to England, the Marquis of Zetland, on hearing the 4 prohibitions against sinful life, had laughed scornfully. Impossible. But Srimad Bhagavatam spoke for itself. When Srila Prabhupada's god brother, when he went to preach, as it mentioned, it's in England, and when he told the people that you have to follow these 4 regulative principles, they immediately said it's impossible because their whole life is surrounded by these things. This whole life is surrounded. But Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada, he never compromised. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is also the Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, thus cleansed the desire for material enjoyment in the heart of the devotee who had developed the urge for hearing his Krishna's message, which are themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So this is the translation of the words from Srimad Bhagavatam. Although he was known as an English preacher, Bhaktivedanta Swami knew there were always faults in his presentation in that foreign language, and there was no editor to correct them. But such technical faults would not keep him from printing Srimad Bhagavatam. Even though Srila Prabhupada, he felt to himself, although he is an Acharya, no one can correct him, no one can pinpoint Srila Prabhupada, but he felt to himself, this is his humble nature, that Srila Prabhupada thought himself that no, there may be some faults, but I will not stop printing Srimad Bhagavatam, because the message has to be reached. No, whatever the speaker may not speak so professionally, so perfectly in any language. He may be not be a linguistic, but the message has to be reached. That is the purpose of preaching. This idea was also presented in the opening chapters of the Bhagavatam. The literature, which is full with descriptions of transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc. of the unlimited Supreme Lord, is a different creation of transcendental vocabulary, all meant for bringing about the revolution in the impious life of the misdirected civilization of the world. Such transcendental literatures, even though irregularly composed, is heard, sung and accepted by the purified men who are thoroughly honest. So the honest people, they only see the essence. They won't see the external things. Some people, they come, they say, what is he speaking? His pronunciation is not right. That Sanskrit, or else, he's not speaking proper way. All this stands ahead. What stands in the front is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I will end here. Maybe I will read one more para and I will end there. Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote in his purport, we know that in our honest attempt for presenting this great literature conveying transcendental message for reviving the God consciousness of the people in general, as a matter of re-spiritualization of the world atmosphere is fed with many difficulties. Our capacity of presenting the matter is inadequate language, especially a foreign language, will certainly fail, and there may be so many literary discrepancies in spite of our honest attempt to present it in the proper way. But we are sure that with our all faults in this connection, the seriousness of the subject matter will be taken into consideration, and the leaders of the society will still accept this on account of its being an honest attempt for glorifying the Almighty Great, so much now badly needed. When there is fire in the house, the inmates of the house go out for help from the neighbors who may be foreigners to such inmates, and yet without any adequate language, the victims of the fire express themselves and the neighbors understand the need even though not expressed in adequate language. So the example shows that the emergency of presenting the Krishna consciousness. Now, if there is a fire, everyone is in the samsara dhava. So who can extinguish this? The devotees, spiritual master, he can extinguish the fire of material existence. If the inmates of the house, if there is a fire in the house, it doesn't matter how they go and present it to the neighbors. They may express it with their actions. They may say, no, fire, fire, fire. No, the neighbors may not understand, but they see the urgency there, the emergency, and they come and they can help them. So the message has to be spread, whatever way. No, the language may not be so linguistic, but should be presented. So that is the purpose. The same spirit of cooperation is needed in the matter of broadcasting the transcendental message of the Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the whole populated atmosphere of the present day world situation. After all, it is a technical science of spiritual values, and as such, we are concerned with the techniques and not with the language. It is, if the techniques of these great literatures are understood by the people of the world, there is the success. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, comments? Yes. You can speak in the mic. You can again repeat the question.
Prabhupada referred 12 other great acharyas. So, who are those 12 acharyas?
In the Madhva Sampradaya, the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, we can see before Srila Prabhupada, there are so many other acharyas. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has rendered Srimad Bhagavatam commentary, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sridhar Swami, and even as it was mentioned, Vijayadvaja Tirtha. So he also has given a commentary, detailed commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even Madhvacharya's commentary is there. So he was referring all these commentaries of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was giving his own commentary by following the previous acharyas. Mostly we can see that Srila Prabhupada followed Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentaries and Baladev Vidyabhushan. Bhagavad Gita we can see dedicated to Baladev Vidyabhushan is mentioned there. So Srila Prabhupada is giving credits to the previous acharyas also. But when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see that all the commentaries which are presented by Srila Prabhupada, they're all connected with previous acharyas, and Srila Prabhupada has given his own commentary for the current scenario of this situation in the modern age. And Srila Prabhupada said these books will stand till 10,000 years. So till then, all these commentaries will make revolution in this world. Only the honest people, they accept it. Others, the life will go on, repeated birth and death. It's okay. Any questions? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.